who it's going to take me a minute to learn their names, so bear with me. But let's get the track map up here so you can see what we need to. Alrighty, so we got a AlphaTauri. I think this is Mitchie. Not too sure on the names yet. I'm still yet to get everyone to add me on Steam so I can change the names to what they have it in the Discord server. We got Elson there chanting on Hugo. That would be Hugo Magnussen in the Alpine. Currently sat 11th in the standing, but obviously this is before anyone sets a lap. So we don't know where you'll end up, but we're going to stay on board here with Mitchie, as he's going to be the first one to cross the line to go and set a lap here today, under the lights in Bahrain. Sorry if I'm a bit out of breath. Breath. I have just sprinted home to make sure I get here in time for this stream. And yeah. But welcome along everyone, how are we all doing? Hope everyone's okay on this lovely Wednesday evening. We've got a quick 16 minutes left in this qualifying session. I understand if people are not here because the F1 esports race, I believe, is happening right now as we speak. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it is. I watched qualifying earlier. Quite exciting. Let's hope for an more exciting Tier 3 Amethyst racing qualifying session, shall we? But here we go with Mitchie starting his first flying lap of the session. We'll ride on board with him down into turn 1 and turn 2. A very tricky complex of corners here. Nicely into turn 1, gets on the brakes just at the right time. It sets him up right for turn 2 and 3, using a bit of that outside curve there. Maybe not pushing it too hard right now. This might just be his little bit of a banker lap that is going on here. Into turn 4. Nice on the brakes, hits the apex beautifully. Needs to get back on the power. Not pushing the curb there either, so could be something he's aiming to do in a later run. He just wants to take a nice safe lap now to get time on that board in case anything happens to him later on in qualifying. Here he goes now around the outside of turn 7, I believe this is. Bit of the curb there on the outside. It's not the grippiest thing on this track though, so he needs to be careful there. Not run too wide there onto that curb. That curb really sets you off on your trajectory on the exit of turn 10 there. Down into turn 11. This is where the proper S's start on this track. Here he goes. The brakes are about 75 metres. Hits the apex there. That's what you want to be doing to set yourself up right for turn 11, turn 12. Just keeping it tight there into the inside of the corner. Gets a little bit on the curb to set himself up for a better apex here at turn 13. Straightens himself back out onto the final straight now. Want to hit the brakes about the DRS line here. Beautifully done on the apex. Runs it just to the edge of the track. Don't want to take too much of that curb because once again it's not the grippiest thing on this track and you can lose the back end of the car through that last corner. It's 128.5 for Mitchie there. A competitive lap. I believe it's going to be Nathaniel Hegro to cross the line next. And he is going to set a 130.2. Maybe not what he was hoping to do. And this is Smith getting ready to set his first flying lap. But we are going to have, I believe it is Swan, coming around the final corner now to finish his... Oh, I've just pressed the wrong button. To finish his first flying lap of the session. Pushing it right up to the curb there as well. And Alex Bell has now crossed the line with 131.5. As Swan now puts himself second with a 129.0. Competitive laps coming through across the board here. I believe Ducker is... that's not Ducker, sorry. That is Simpson pulling off into the pits at the end of this lap. We have Pavic now come across the line with Haas just behind him, which I believe is Noah Masick. And no, Noah Masick has spun in turn 12. Unfortunately there for the Haas driver in his first outing as a Haas driver. I believe he was driving for Alfa Romeo at the end of last season. But I've heard a lot of good things about this man, Mr. Luke Martin, hoping to get a good result here today in Bahrain. He's not feeling too confident on the track, but I know he wants to do well. There he comes up to the line now, taking a little bit of grass. Here he goes across the line at 129.9. It's quite far off the provisional pole time so far, but it could have been a scruff lap. We don't know. This is early on into the qualifying session. So we have a lot more to go through yet. I believe we're about to have Rory Bates come across the line now. Competitive driver all of last season. Got a couple of podiums. And I believe a win, and 9th he goes, 130.4. So at the moment, Mitchie, the first person to set a lap, has yet to be beaten on this track. As we've got Hegro coming into the pits, I believe we're about to have Smith come across the line for his first lap in that new-looking McLaren. Beautiful, beautiful looking McLaren. Only 10th, but best Alex Bell and Noah Masic, in this qualifying session so far. And I believe everyone else is either in the pits or on an in lap. Oh, wait. Or is Alex Bell going? Alex Bell is going. He's gone for a 30.8. Puts himself back up into P10 now. Mitchie should be moved to Tier 2. I mean, he is 5/10 clear of the rest of the pack so far, so who knows? Who knows? Sebastian Zerveld, last season's champion, of course. Currently P4, competitive lap time going in from him, and he's going to be pulling off into the pits to go and set himself up for another lap. I think the two Mercedes drivers are going to be heading to the pits now. They're both on recharge. Let's see what they decide to do. I believe, yeah, he's pulling into the pits. And so is Luke Martin, I believe. Going very slow. Maybe he's out of fuel. Activating the DRS there, just to give him that extra bit of power. And is that Duckett? Oh, Duckett has validated his lap. He has set a 30.3. I think I missed that before. So puts himself up into P7 for the Alfa Romeo team. Of course, taking after our late founder, Will Lightning. I mean, I just made it sound like he died, but he's not dead. He's just gone to uni. Which, I mean, basically the same thing. But, yeah, he is pulling on into the pits, taking over as team principal for Alfa Romeo this season. So, has a lot of pressure on his shoulders to impress the team here in Tier 3. Alex Bell coming into the pits along with Matthias Smith. 128.5 will get P6 in Tier 2. Well, once again, there's a lot of quality merchants in this league. So, we'll see how that goes into the race. But who knows? He could get moved up into Tier 2. It's not too late. It's only the first round of the season. We've done it before. And if we think it's fair enough, then that's how it goes. But at the moment, Mitchie is just... He just had a very good lap. And we saw on board, he wasn't too conservative about it. So, he can probably go faster. But then again, probably so could everyone else. Anyway, 29 viewers in the chat at the moment. How are we all doing? Hope we're all very excited. If any mods are here, it would be appreciated if we could get a poll up for who we think who's gonna get polled today. Not a prediction, because you can only do like a few. But let's see. Also, I'm not going to give you mod. The mods are the FIA only. I think Mitchie is winding up here for another lap though. So we'll once again watch him go on his lap. The current provisional pole sitter. I believe everyone else seems to be either early stages of a hot lap or on an out lap. Nicely done through turn 1, 2 and 3 there. Once again. Let's see how he does through turn 4 here. Challenging corner. It's always a bit of a difficult braking zone, and trying to get on the power as early as you can without overstepping the mark on the white line on the outside there. No purple sector 1 this time around for Mitchie. So he will be looking to gain some time back in sector 2 and 3 here. Round turn 7 he goes. We'll go on board here because... Oh, I've done it again. We'll go on board here into turn 10 because we saw him have a little bit of an error here. He's kept it nice and clean this time. Nice and tight for the apex there. Maybe a little bit of dirty air from the Aston Martin ahead of him, but keeps it on track in a straight line. That is the main thing you want to be doing in these cars, just to let everyone know. 75 metre, well, it's more of a 60 metre braking zone there. Took it round. He's gone a little bit wider this time, but it gets him earlier on the power. So this could be a purple sector 2 coming up here from Mitchie. Here he goes onto the curb. Not a purple sector 2. Might improve. Oh, he's lost the back end through there. And that is going to be Mitchie spinning around at the start of sector 3 here. He won't be too impressed with that. He's got plenty of time to get back round and change those set of tyres. So not too worried about him. And Swan putting himself, I think he's already been there, but I never really got round to it. He's put himself up into P2 with 29.0. I believe that was his first lap. I'm sorry I missed that. But these laps come in thick and fast, as I'm probably sure you all know. There's Duff Rents, I believe a new driver. I think he's starting the lap. I think we're about to have... Oh, Sam Palmer has done a lap now as well. Put himself into P7 ahead of his teammate, Rory Bates, who is now starting a new flying lap, I believe. And we had another spin of a Haas. I believe that is Masic. I think we saw him spin there a few times. Let's just double check that. Oh, and Duckett spun. That is Duckett spinning out at turn 6, I believe that is. Onto the outside of the track. That was a big spin from the Alfa Romeo driver. A lot of spinners going on here today. I think everyone's trying to push the limits, try and get themselves as far up the grid as they can, because I think this is probably going to be the most competitive season of Tier 3 we've had. We've got a lot of fast Tier 3 drivers in here today. I know Martin will be looking to improve his new Fanatec wheel, and I've heard from him, I'm not sure if any of the journalists have heard, but this is his season. He wants to win the Tier 3 championship this season. He's dedicated to do it for Mercedes this season, and at the moment P9, top 10, so he'll be looking to improve it. He goes purple sector 1, so this could be the lap that gets him up there on the standings right now. Into turn 7 he goes. He's following this Haas now into the corner. He might get a little bit of dirt, yeah, here into the tricky braking in turn 9 and turn 10. Oh, a little bit too much outside curve there. Could ruin his traction. And I think, is the Haas giving him a tow, or is he just being... This Haas is getting a little bit in his way now, and it's going to be the two most detrimental corners, and on the track, I'd say, of turn 11 and turn 12 here. But he gets out of the way there just in time. Martin could be on for a good lap here. We turn with purple sector 1. No purple sector 2 for the Mercedes driver. But, you know, he has it all to make up here in sector 3. It's only 2 corners in this sector. But there's a lot of time to be had. Nice apex there. He wants to get on the power as early as he can, but straighten up. And that's beautifully done from Martin. As he runs up to the line now, it's going to be a 129.4, only P7. I'm sure he'll be quite disappointed with that. I know he wants to go for a good result here today. And we have Swan now coming around the final corner, I believe, for his second flying lap. And he is going to improve a 28.7, 2/10 off the back of the AlphaTauri of Michi, the sister team to Red Bull. Diego is in P6. I didn't see Zervald's lap. Oh yeah, 29.0 from Zervald, puts himself up into P2 temporarily, and eventually gets pushed down back to P3 as Swan improves. I believe Martin is going to be back on in lap. An out lap for Hegro. This is Alex Bell, and I think Pavic here, the other Mercedes driver, going to be trying to improve and maybe try and match his teammate. I'll get ahead of his teammate. Here, presses the DRS button up to the line, and he's going to be a 152.5. Okay, I don't think that was his flying lap. I think he's going for another one. Maybe a mistake in that previous lap. I think we'll ride on board with Alex while he gets around a bit, because Alex now approaching turn 10. Tricky braking zone, as we all know, but does it beautifully there. A little bit too much outside curve, but it won't ruin his chances too bad. But he's only got 6% ERS, so he could run out of ERS by the end of this lap. I think this is his second in a row, maybe, when we look at his tyres. Red Bull might actually be good this season. Yeah, they're looking promising at the moment. Alex Bell, I'm sure, can improve on this time. But Swan doing wonders for the team up ahead at the moment, up in P2. There he goes. He just managed to look after that ERS. 3%. He's coming into the pits. He's coming into the pits, everyone. Everyone is in the pits. Okay. Bro, my race engineer just left to take a smoke. Now that is an L. Anyway, purple sector 2 here for Pavic. After his previous lap being an aborted lap, he's looking racy here in sector 2. Let's see if he can nail this last corner. And he does. Just tapping the apex there, running onto the curb a little bit. Over to the line, presses that DRS button once again. Up into 8th gear and across the line. He goes a 128.4. So for both Mercedes drivers set in purple sectors. And we have had Kister. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs, my friend. Very much appreciated. Your team doing very well at the moment. With Swan up there in P2. Alex hasn't, I don't think, set a representable time yet. I mean, 30.4 is not bad. It keeps him up there in the top 15. Red Bull gets a fine. Nah. Fair enough. Oh yeah, so maybe I'm here. I'm pretty sure that's Archie Britton, but I don't know. And Mitchie, who is currently on provisional pole. So you've just given a sub to your biggest rival in this qualifying session. Well done. Here he goes. Hegro up to the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. It's a 154.2. I keep catching him on their aborted laps, but he'll be setting a new one now. Hugo Magnussen, I believe, winding up for another lap. I swear the new updates made it so that the outlap status goes when you enter Sector 3. Oh, Monk. Yes, it might be Monk, actually. I think Smith is on a lap here, by the looks of it. I think he's the only one to be on a lap so far. And we'll sit here and just admire this gorgeous livery for a little bit longer as he validates. Anyway, Hugo Magnussen going through turn 2 now. Accelerating up through turn 3. Mario Kart is more realistic than F1 22. I mean, you're not wrong. This game is an absolute shambles at the moment. Anyway, here he goes through turn 6, turn 7, down into turn 8. There's a Red Bull ahead of him, I believe, of Alex Bell, I think. Well, here he goes. Oh my god, the Red Bull. I thought there was going to be a bit of contact there. Beautifully done through turn 10 by Magnussen. Running a little bit on that curb, getting that extra bit of track. Opens the DRS there. You can see up to the distant board for the turn 11 corner on this track. I'm absolutely just bottling this commentary right now. Turn 12, turn 13. Nicely done through there. Purple sector 2 here for Magnussen. We've seen a lot of purple sectors being set, but only just enough to get into the top 10 at the moment. Thank you for the follow, SammyBoy921. It's very much appreciated. If anyone is not following, we'd very much appreciate the follow. We're on the road to 300 followers on this channel. It's crazy to think. The start of season 4, we were only at 200. It's crazy stuff. But up to the line, and Magnussen putting himself up into the top 3 now with the 128.7. Only, what's that, 300ths of a second behind Swan in the Red Bull. So Magnussen could definitely be a contender here as we run into the final few seconds of qualifying, actually. And that's going to be it for Magnussen in this qualifying session. Let's have a look at who we've got coming across the line now. I believe that is Simpson coming up to the line now. Let's see what he can do in this qualifying session. Is he going to improve? He is, up into P11 for him. Mitchie now coming up to the line and improves. There's 28.3 from him. As is Duckett going to manage to improve as he comes up to the line in the Alfa Romeo, up into P9 for him with 29.4. Nicely done. Zerveld, oh no, sorry, as Noah Masic coming up to the line, puts himself up into P12 at the end of this qualifying session. The Ferrari of Duffrents can't improve, stays P5 as Zerveld crosses the line. Season 4 champion here in Tier 3, only managing P4 in this session. Smith, I don't think is going to get another lap in. No, he's not. He's going to be P16 for him. Palmer and Bates now coming across the line. Doesn't manage to improve, stays P14 as Palmer runs the final corner and pulls off into the pits. That's going to be it for him in this session. As I believe Satellite is going to be the next one to cross the line in the Williams racing car. Doing really well in the other 2 tiers. As he crosses the line P5 for Satellite. I believe that is... I can't remember his name. Luke Martin. Probably a disappointing qualifying for him as he pulls off into the pits. Only manages P7 in a race he wanted to put himself up there for the championship this season. As Alex Bell crosses the line and doesn't manage to even improve. There's Swan on the lap. I believe Swan might be on a lap here. The only one that's, well, other than him and Magnussen, no one's got close to Mitchie in this session, but he is not going to manage to improve, and that is going to be, it for the Tier 3 qualifying session here in Bahrain. And now we've got a 29-lap race to look forward to with this grid, as you see it. P4 in Tier 2 with a 28.3. These Tier 3 guys drive faster times than you. Alright, mate. Just because I'd be P4 in this race if I qualified in my time. Luke was 2 or 3 tenths up, then went deep because he got distracted with Mitchie setting the fastest lap. Oh, I know I was rapping there. I was like one of those bidding people. But yeah, quite close times throughout the board. I mean, only a second to P5, but from P2 to P5, only half a second, or thereabouts. So, yeah, competitive times for Tier 3. And you've got Mitchie on pole, followed by Swan, Magnussen, Zerveld. I can't remember Satellite's name. Could someone give me Satellite's name? Oh, Kister, thank you for subscribing once again. Beautiful stuff. 35 viewers in here right now. Welcome everybody. If you're not following, please make sure to follow. It's very much appreciated. Nearly at 300 followers. Just kind of chill a little bit more while we wait. Livingston, that's the one. Thank you for that, Harris. Kister making Connor rich. I mean, to be honest, Will's paying for the website, so it's probably going to go all to Will. But he's not even here anymore. What? That's not right, guys, is it? The amount of effort I just put into that qualifying session, I should get all the money. Anyway, just a reminder, if you subscribe and are part of a team, you'll give your money team sponsor money. That is so true, guys. This is a pay-to-win league. So if you want to do good, you've got to subscribe to us and give us money. Yeah. So basically, give us your money, is what I'm saying. Subscribe. Get Amazon Prime. There you go. Then you can subscribe with Prime, and you get all your deliveries sooner. And you're taking Jeff Bezos' money. That route was at least 30 quid's worth, exactly. This week, this is a pay-to-win league. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Will would be proud of what I'm doing. Anyway, formation lap. We've got quite a contrasted strategy from what I can tell. Oh, okay. Mitchie starting on the medium, Swan on the softs. Now that is brave. That is very brave from Swan. So it will be interesting to see how that pays off for him. Magnussen on the mediums once again. Zerveld and Satellite on the hards. Now I would recommend around here starting on the hard tyre because you don't have to worry about the warm-up later on in the race. But that's just me. That's just me. So yeah, Zerveld on the hards, Satellite on the hards, or Livingston, sorry, on the hards. Duffrence on the mediums in the Ferrari. Martin and Pavic going for the hards. Duckett on the mediums, Palmer on the mediums. Masick on the hards. Simpson on the hards. Bell on the mediums. Bates on the hards. Smith on the mediums. Kursev on the mediums. And Hegro on the hards. That's basically the chorus of the song done, isn't it? FIA is not cool. Do you want to get banned? Anyway. So Swan, the only one not to be on the mediums or hards. That is a risky strategy. Yeah, Kister, do you want to give us a quick rundown on why your driver is starting on the soft tyre here in Bahrain? The degradation is massive around here. I have no idea. Okay. I mean, fair enough. I mean, we should expect quite a rapid start from him off the line. So we'll ride on board with him at the start. Well, we'll not ride on board with him. Watching from the side of the track, like all the perverts do. You want to jump Mitchie on the start, but I think he's going to lose more time on the strategy than he would if he just sat behind him on the same strategy. Do you know what I mean? But here we go. All the drivers now lining up on the grid here in Bahrain, under the lights, for the first time here in Season 5. The Tier 3 strategy is... The Tier 3 strategy? No, the Tier 3 race is about to get underway. Alex Bell being disqualified, so is Masic. And Hegro taking his time to line up on the grid. Here we go then for 5 red lights here in Bahrain. And it's lights out and away we go. And what a start from Swan there off the line on those soft tyres. Gets ahead of Mitchie off the line as Magnussen now might be looking to make a move here as well. We've got a lot of movement going down in the midfield. What is this camera angle? Please explain your logic to make this game. Oh my god. Anyway, 4 wide through turn 2, as it always seems to be in this league. Zervad moving down a position and Duffence moving up in the Ferrari. The P4 is Magnussen now making a move on the race leader at the start of this race when he was on the grid. Doesn't quite make it work and stays P3. 1.1 seconds already the gap to Swan, out in the lead on the soft tyres though. Great start from him. As Martin now moves up, and Pavic seems to might have had a spin as he started P8 in this race and has moved down into P17. Hamsey loves Connor. Oh yeah. Anyway. Any more movement going on? Oh, we've got a lot of movement going down at the back. I think Simpson maybe got a little bit... what's happening here? I don't understand. Anyway, moving on. Into turn 11 he goes in the Alfa Romeo. I think he's just been overtaken by Pavic in the Mercedes. Duckett now up into P6. He's had a good start to the race in the Alfa Romeo, where his teammate has not. I think hards are the call here. I think that was the race winning strategy in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, wasn't it? So, I think the hard runners are in with a good shot here. We've got a close battle going on here with Palmer and Martin. I know these two did not want to... these two are quite fierce rivals when it comes to racing. They were having a little practice session here earlier today. Let's see what happens here, as Palmer has been closing that gap to the Mercedes driver. Not sure if he had anything to do with his teammate losing lots of positions on lap 1. What is my prediction? My prediction is Mitchie is going to somehow get back in the lead from strategy alone. I don't think the softs are going to pay off for Swan. I also think Luke Martin has a chance here. He has got good race pace when I've raced with him in the past. So at the moment, though, it's not really showing, as Sam Palmer is trying to close the gap. And just 3 tenths now coming through turn 11, 2 tenths. And I think this is the closest battle we have going on track, other than maybe Nathaniel Hegro and Bates, who are actually only a tenth apart now. I think there's a spin of Noah Masic. Masic, I keep saying his name wrong. Once again at turn 11 and 12, and I believe that is his entire front wing on. So he's gonna have to come in and pit. And it's a disaster class here today. Other than maybe from Zerveld. Zerveld up in P5 on the hard tyre. Highest running hard tyre runner out there at the moment. And is not losing touch with a Ferrari ahead of him. So if he can keep this up, he's looking good for strategy. Crashgate, here we go. Haas are nothing without Hasley. Exactly, that's why I stole him away. Magnussen keep in touch here, and Mitchie actually closing the gap already to Swan, now only 8 tenths. So when DRS gets activated, which it is now, Mitchie could have a chance at closing this gap up even more before he even starts to think about pitting. The Renox, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. With the Prime, taking money off Jeff Bezos. See, if we all band together, we can make... Wait, is it Jeff Bezos now or Elon Musk? Or it's someone that's the richest man in the world, but... We can take money off Jeff Bezos is what I'm trying to say. But thank you very much for the subscribe. I don't know what team you're with, and you'll have to let us know, because then we can give you the money for it. But yeah, if we've got any close battles going on right now, we do. Nathaniel Hegro and Bates still joint bumper to bumper going around this Bahrain international circuit. The Aston Martin getting a little bit offline there, and that's going to allow Hegro to go up the inside at turn 12. I'm sorry, Rory, you got absolutely embarrassed there. Wow, what a move that was. I don't think I've ever seen something like that through that corner before. But Bates is going to try and come back here into the final corner. Is he going to send it? Oh, no, not quite. He's going to decide to stick back to line and try and tuck in to the slipstream and open the DRS here. Down the pit straight, but he's got a big gap now. As what's happened here? Zerveld and Duffrenzy. They've got a drive-through? A drive-through? What for? Speeding under VSC? There was a VSC? I didn't even see there was a VSC. Wait, was there a VSC? Shit, I didn't even notice. Anyway. Shut the fuck up, okay? I mean, it doesn't really help that it doesn't even say VSC anymore. It just says yellow flag in sector 1, 2, and 3. Like, what is that about? Anyway, we can get back. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. 5/10 nailed the gap between Swan and Mitchie, as Magnussen's actually fallen off the back of the AlphaTauri a little bit here. But yeah, unfortunate for Zerveld. Now Haas are both down in 16th and 17th, and a bit out of sync with the rest of the pack. So yeah, very unfortunate for them, but they do come out in a bit of traffic, so they have some positions to make up here, and they aren't completely out of the race at the moment. Oh, I think, oh my god, what's going on here, boys? As Mercedes and Aston Martin picking up the heat here in Bahrain, as Martin and Palmer going side by side through what looked like turn 1 and turn 2 there, and Martin's going to try it round the outside here at turn 4. What a beautiful move that was on the harder compound tyre. Martin is going to just about manage to stay ahead, but they're going to go side by side here through turn 6 into turn 7, and they're going to filter back out. And I think Martin is going to stay ahead unless Palmer can do something about it into turn 7 here, or turn 8, sorry. Going to try to switch back on the medium tyres. Palmer doing a really, really nice race here at the moment for the Aston Martin team, his new team, after moving away from Ferrari team principal position last season. But he's not going to manage to make the overtake work there. It's a beautiful defence there put up by Martin. And he's going to try it down the inside here at turn 11. It's very risky move. I'm sure Martin is not enjoying this all too much right now as they head up into turn 12 and 13. Palmer still behind the Mercedes here, pushing him through turn 13 onto the final back straight. He's going to still be behind, and the McLaren and the Ferrari just behind, looking to pick up any scraps that are left from this fight. Both on the medium tyres as well. Martin doing an absolute amazing job holding these guys up on the hard tyre, making his strategy work. But a big DRS train forming here, and Martin could come under pressure once again from the Aston Martin into turn 1. Is there going to be any contact? No. Palmer is going to send it down the inside, but he's going to go very deep, and off the track goes the Aston Martin. Kosev now looking to try and make it around the outside of the Mercedes, but he overtakes the Aston Martin. Doesn't quite get Martin on this occasion. Martin's got the DRS now to defend down the second straight here, and it leaves Palmer a little bit vulnerable. He's going to manage to keep at that P6 position. Palmer common L. That was a good one. Anyway, Alex Bell closing up to the back of Nathaniel Hegro here. Hegro started last in this race, from what I remember. Up into P8 now on the hard compound tyre. And there's a massive gap from P4 to P3 and then P3 to P2. But strategy, safety cars, anything could happen here. No bagel time. The bagel man has left us. I don't know if you know. And I don't have any bagels, and I definitely won't eat them raw because I'm normal in some form of way. Alex Bell falling off a little bit here from the back of Nathaniel Hegro as Pavic, I believe. Or is that Duckett? Someone had a little bit of a spin there, I think. As there was a bit of change in position. But Martin still heading this train of what I think there's nearly what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars now in this train, following the the Mercedes, sorry. All aboard the Martin train, as Kosev now in the Ferrari is going to be the one attacking into turn 1 after getting past Palmer on the previous lap. At the same corner, isn't going to try and make a move. He's a little bit too far back there, but is he going to try and set himself up for a better exit out of turn 2 and turn 3? And you get the DRS again into turn 4. But is that Palmer? No, Palmer's a bit too far back at the moment. Yeah, not too much moving about. I think we've got a bit of a DRS train forming here. And this can get quite repetitive as the mediums start to die off. You guys don't have sawdust for your bagels. Slap some Nutella on a raw bagel. Interesting, interesting. Here's an update on the lead of the race. Swan still leading out there on these 6-lap-old softs at the moment. The gap ever closing though between him and Mitchie, who's looking strong on these medium tyres at the moment. 3 seconds to Magnussen now in P3. So these guys, I'm sure, are going to heat it up on the next few laps, maybe even this coming lap, as they head down the pit straight and the second straight. As I think Palmer actually pushing Kosev through turn 12, as we saw Roy Bates get overtaken there a few laps ago, taking a bit of that inside curb, bit of a weird line through there, but is going to try and get the better exit here, and we'll keep an eye here on the lead. Oh my god, and Swan completely out of VRS, but his rival Mitchie in this race is not, and he's going to try and go around the outside here at turn 1, trying to be later on the brakes. Sends it around the outside. Is he going to manage to keep it alongside into turn 2? He is. Going to push him wide on turn 2 onto the turn 3 curb, and just, I think they're going to be level pegging out of the corner. No DRS for either of them because they were that close going across the line. Is he going to try and go around the outside of turn 4? He is, and he is going to make it stick by the looks of it, but the better exit maybe from Swan here as they head. No, no. He's not going to try and make a move there into turn 6. Turn 7, maybe he's dive bomb into turn 8. No, he's not. He's going to think better of it. That was a nice clean move there from Mitchie. I think Hegro's move on Bates was my favourite. Yeah, it is a very good move. It was a very good move. Looked like I thought Swan was spinning around then. Bit of contact there I heard, I think, between Smith and Hegro. Hopefully no damage for either of them as the Williams goes through. Yeah, no wing damage there by the looks of it. Visually at least, but we know this is a Codemasters game, so you can never be too sure. As you can see, Rory Bates and Alex Bell slowly catching up to this train. They both, I believe, got DRS now, so I'm sure they'll be joining the pack just a little bit later on. That is going to be a train from P4 to P10. Slowly forming here in Bahrain on lap 8 of this race. As Palmer actually has moved himself up again ahead of Kosev. I didn't quite catch that move. And Smith looking to make a move maybe on Kosev here as well. And Martin's actually got himself out of DRS range at the moment, as Swan's coming into the pits to change from those medium tyres, the soft tyres onto the hard. So he's going to try and go to the hards to the end. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, let's see how that works for him. As is Smith going to try and make the move here down into turn 1? He thinks about it, but he's not going to manage to do it this time. As Kosev goes a bit deep though, and that could compromise his exit here out of turn 2 onto the second straight. No DRS for Kosev. DRS from the McLaren though, as he heads down into turn 4 here. Is he going to try and make the move around the outside of turn 4 like we've seen before? No, he's not, but Hegro tries to go down the inside there, and he's going to get spun round. And that is 3 second time. Oh, no, that's for Kosev. I think he's overstepped the marks there, but interesting. We need a better perspective on that, maybe from Hegro's point of view. But yeah, an interesting turn of events there. But yeah, Kosev with that 3 second penalty now, and Palmer falling off the back of Luke Martin. Martin now up into P3, but a 10-second gap to Magnussen ahead of him. That is going to be quite the challenge. But he is on the hard tyre, a completely different strategy to those top two, so maybe he can claw it back at the end of the race when he's on the faster compound. Hugo up into P2, yes, but that's only because Swan has pit for the hard tyres to go to the end. So yeah, but a good race for him so far. No errors and no incidents yet for the Alpine driver. As I believe we'll go back to see. Is it Dufresne? I don't know how you say his name, but I apologise. The Ferrari driver though, number 36, going for a move here on Swan, which is interesting because Swan is on the brand new hard tyres. But maybe just taking a little bit to warm up here on his first proper lap on the hard tyres, as he pulls alongside now with the DRS and is going to try and make the move into turn 4. He's ahead into the braking zone, and I believe that's going to be job done for the Red Bull driver as he sets off to try and make this undercut work on the top two. And I believe Alex Bell is once again catching up to the back of Rory Bates in the Aston Martin. After having... Wait, Bates has got past Alex, hasn't he? Has he? Yeah, he has. I don't know how that's... we didn't catch that move. But Bates running up in P7 at the moment. We'll have a look at quick at the position changes here. Kosev up 11 places. I didn't even catch that. Well, then Smith up 9. Bates up 7. And Amici into the pits. Okay, so he's going on to the hards. I'd say quite early. For the medium strategy. I don't check my Discord during the races. But interesting. I thought Mitchie would leave it a lot later on the mediums, but I guess he's coming in now for the hards. Michael, that is so not right. No, Mikey, no. Sure. Anyway, Kosev now back all over the rear of Sam Palmer. Sam Palmer has slowly been bringing in that gap between him and Luke Martin, as Magnussen now leading the race, but only provisionally, as he will have to pit eventually. And I guess if Mitchie's pit, he might respond to him this lap. Let's find out. If it was up to me, Palmer's gone way too wide there, run onto that outside curb, and I think that's going to allow Kosev to run through past the Aston Martin. Is he going to ruin his run now into turn 11? Smith's a bit too far behind here. Sorry, I'm losing my voice talking too much. Michael, I sent you an email. On whether the car is meant to be. Mitchie just pit. He's pit for the hard tyre at the end of lap 11, I believe. As there we go, Magnussen into the pits now for the hard tyre as well. Those mediums looked they looked shot. They looked absolutely shredded to pieces. So Luke Martin, maybe not in the way you wanted to this weekend, but is going to be leading the race for Mercedes. And I'm sure would love a safety car right now. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't, because he wouldn't make it to the end on mediums that comfortably anyway. But up into first place with a 2-second gap now. Kosev behind, and we have Smith into the pits as well for fresh hards. I believe he was running P5 before he pit. So yeah. You see tyre age? Of course you can. Just for you, Rasmussen. Just for you, mate. Hey, wait. There you go. No shit, that one. There you go. So Martin on the 11 lap older hards. I'm sure we're going to see him in around lap 15, 16, somewhere around there, to make it comfortably to the end on the medium tyre. And we have, what else do we have out there? Mitchie currently 5/10 clear of Swan on the fresher hard tyre, so on the same strategy, but still only half a second between the two. So let's see what is going to happen here. I think from here it looks like the AlphaTauri's wing is open, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a visual glitch. But here we go, down the pit straight once again. We have Aston Martin, I believe that was, pulling into the pits. That is Palmer, Sam Palmer pulling into the pits as Mitchie sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:32.495. So he'll be looking to keep that pace up until the end of the race, but misses the apex there at turn 1, which could allow it's going to just allow Swan to get even closer. And Swan's undercut seemed to work pretty well. I mean, he didn't get back ahead of him, but he's definitely kept up. And I believe gone very deep there, nearly running into the back of the AlphaTauri. This could be the fight we see this season. These drivers were pulling seconds out on the others and the rest of the field. So Connor. Anyway, Magnussen also behind Hegro and Alex Bell in P6 and P7, so he's going to get caught up in a little bit of traffic, and I don't think he has played his strategy to the best of his ability. as these guys are getting held up by Rory Bates now in the Aston Martin on the 12-lap old hards. And this is just going to help Swan as he's going to try and go for a move here in turn 13. Down the inside he goes in the Red Bull. He's going to pull alongside. Is he going to manage to make a move here? I don't think he is. He's going to have to sit up behind him. Oh, there's contact. Swan hits the back of Mitchie, and that sends him off track. That was a... I don't know if that's an intentional move there. I think he might have just missed his braking zone. But either way, that is going to put Swan ahead of Mitchie. As we see Kosev peel off into the pit lane. It's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Will he come out ahead of Palmer and Smith? I'm not too sure right now. But, yeah, very aggressive there from Swan. I think trying to be a little bit later on the brakes than him, and ended up just missing his braking zone a little bit too much. Cockle Dick Cliff. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Your name's literally got ick in it, mate. Anyway. Mitchie, however, keeping up within the DRS range, and Swan's still not managed to get past Bates. Bates is being an absolute roadblock to these guys right now. I can't fault him. He's making it interesting for us. Still ahead into turn 10. And I'm sure Mitchie is not too happy about that latest move. $5 million fine for Red Bull. Quick, you have to gift another sub. I'm joking. I'm such a sellout. Anyway. Oh, he's trying to go down the inside here again. He likes that move, does Swan. And he is going to get ahead of the Aston Martin, but he's also helped Mitchie to get through as well. And now Mitchie's going to have the DRS on Swan coming down the straight. But no, he's going to try and send it down the inside of the final corner. What a move that was from Mitchie. Is he going to get the right exit, though? I think Swan might have set the exit up a little bit better than Mitchie did just then. But he does get the DRS, so he is going to manage to stay ahead down the straight. And looks like Swan's really struggling there for ERS. As Magnussen now sets the fastest lap of the race and moves himself up into P5. So the Alpine driver definitely on pace for these guys at the moment, but they have been stuck behind traffic in the form of Rory Bates for the last few laps. But let's see what is going to happen here towards the end of the race. That was a beautiful move, though, from Mitchie through the final corner and planning that out with the DRS. As there's quite a bit of movement going on down here as Palmer's going to try and go up the inside of the Ferrari here into turn 1. Little bit of contact there, I think, on the front left side of the Aston Martin. And isn't managing to keep alongside or put up a fight against the Ferrari on this occasion. And the McLaren there of Smith lurking in the background, waiting to bounce on these guys if they make any mistakes. So, yeah. And Hegro, actually, still out there on the hard tyre for Williams, starting last this race. But up into P6 at the moment. I think he's just trying to cling on to the DRS of Magnussen ahead of him. Currently provisional P3 once Martin and Bates pit. Martin still out there on the hard tyres as well. Trying to make his race into something, I think, with a different strategy. Maybe trying to go onto the hards. But I think we'll see him in for the mediums. Either this or next lap. As it's usually around about here is the pit window for them. I think the softs would die off way too quick at the end. $132.468 from Mitchie, so I'm pretty sure all these laps have been within a hundredth of each other, the fastest lap so far. As we had a Ferrari, I believe that is Kosev. Kosev, I think, has just spun round at turn 13, I think that is, and has now put himself out of the fight here for P8 in this race, or I think provisional P5? 5 or 6, I think. So now it's just going to be Smith and Palmer battling it out for this top 5 position. As there's a nice move there from a Ferrari on Livingston as they came through turn 1 and turn 2. Just about caught that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race once these guys that have stayed out very long have come into the pit, because I don't know where they're going to come out. I think there's a pretty big margin between B7 and P8, but I don't think it's big enough to let Martin and Bates and the like to slot in there nicely. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for these guys to come back through the pack, I reckon. But It'll be an interesting race nonetheless. Okay, can we tone it down a bit in chat, please? Can we, you know, guys, please, please. No, Mikey, no. We have Martin coming in for the medium tyres, and he's gonna come out. I think he's gonna be P8 or P7, sorry. And Bates could come out. Okay, no, Bates might be coming out P11. But that is a beautiful stint from Martin, and yeah, that basically gives him a big margin as well to warm up his tyres, with Palmer being a good few seconds behind. As where's Bates come out? Bates is going to come out P11. Mate, I just predicted both of them. Oh no, wait, Martin came out P6. Never mind. Connor W. Chain. Thank you, Howard. Anyway, oh. Okay, it was Pavic. I think Pavic just had a spin. I thought Martin had spun then. But yeah, Martin putting himself in a great position here. Maybe even a chance to... Oh, no, wait, no. He's going to be P4 once everyone pits, I believe. And there's a VS... A safety car. Safety car is out. Why is the safety car out? What's happened? What? I mean, it makes this race hella interesting, but why? Was there a crash I didn't see? Okay. I'm pretty sure we're on reduced safety car now as well. So that's very interesting. Mitchie and Swan both into the pit lane for the medium tyres. And Magnussen's going to stay out on the hards. Very interesting. Wait, Mitchie's gone on to the used mediums. Oh no. Mitchie onto the used mediums. I don't think he meant to do that, and puts Martin on fresh mediums up into P2 in this race. Just behind Magnussen with a 3-second penalty. So, yeah, Mitchie really unfortunate there for him, as there's a lot of movement going on, considering it's in the safety car. Wait, Pavic is DNF'd. Did he just retire because he got lapped? But why did we get a safety car? I don't understand. Mitchie made a huge blunder. Yeah. Because you only get one set of medium. Wait. No, you don't. You get two sets of mediums, so I think the game's just stuffed in there. Because Swan's gone on to new mediums, and I'm pretty sure he started on mediums. Mercedes Spingate. Duck spun.
Why is it on broadcast?
Who's speaking? Hello? What?
Mark, why is it on broadcast?
I have no idea. I did not set the lobby up.
Who did?
Your team. Oh no, Palmer, I think. Palmer did? I don't know. I did not realise it's on broadcast.
It is.
Okay. I don't. I don't know what I can really do. Mitch is coming into the pits, and he got 5 seconds. Oh my god! It's gone from bad to worse for the AlphaTauri team today. Oh no! Beta Tori. Oh no! That is, man. Well, the new running order is Magnussen in the lead, but with a, I'm sure, a very unwanted 3-second time penalty now. On 6-lap old or 7-lap old hards now, followed by Martin on probably the freshest tyres other than Swan. So yeah, very spicy end to this race I think we're going to have here. Any mods in chat, or do you want me to do the poll instead? Do you guys want a poll or a prediction? Do you guys want a poll or a prediction? Actually, I don't think I have time because it's going to restart this lap, right? Oh no. A poll. Okay. Let's do a poll. I don't think it's going to be in this lap. Bear with 1 second, guys. I'm typing in the wrong password, I just realised. Good. Okay. Okie dokie. Rory in AI teleporting. Rory,